What is up, everybody? Movie review here, and the first one of whatever I end up calling this show. Today we're going to be talking about The Fly from 1986. So this is actually the remake of the original Fly from probably the 50s or 60s. I'm not sure. I'll put a prompt on screen here from whatever year the original film is from. But this is actually the remake of the original one. This is David Cronenberg who directed this, and it kind of came out at that same time when a bunch of other 80s horror remakes came out. You had the Blob remake, you had The Thing, and then you had The Fly. And I think for the most part, for all those movies, I think the general consensus is that the remakes are better than the originals. So, in this movie, we have Jeff Goldblum as our main star. Also, Gina Davis is in it, and some other dickhead whose name I don't know. Just to be clear, I actually don't know work this guy's been in, so he could be a great guy. I honestly have no idea. So, pretty much in this movie, Jeff Goldblum plays a scientist who has created a device that can teleport something from one spot to another. And he pretty much invites Gina Davis's character over. She's a reporter, and he's like, "Hey, I got this cool thing. You want to see it?"
I think you're making a mistake. I think you really want to talk to me.
Sorry, I have 3 other interviews to do before this party's over.
Yeah, but they're not working on something that'll change the world as we know it.
They say they are.
Yeah, but they're lying.
I guess that's his pickup line. So, from there, stuff happens. He ends up trying the device. Little does he know, a fly actually goes into one of the chambers, and when he gets, rearranged in the other chamber, his DNA was actually fused with a fly. He doesn't know at first, and it's a very gradual process. Pretty much, that's it. I don't want to spoil too much for the movie. I would definitely check it out if you have the time. There are 2 things that I mainly wanted to talk about this movie for, and the first one is Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum. I don't know, something about that guy just, makes me question myself. Anyways, he's fantastic in this movie, and no joking aside, it's really good. Like, it's a really good performance. You totally buy it. It's kind of awkward, and he stutters a lot in that typical Jeff Goldblum fashion, but he's a very endearing character, and what happens to him, you do feel bad, and there is actually like a character growth. He does change from the beginning of the movie and to the end of the movie, both, mentally and physically. The rest of the cast is pretty good. Gina Davis does a fine job, and also the dickhead. I call him a dickhead because in the movie he's a dick, but by the end of the movie he's pretty badass. I'll say that. I'm trying not to spoil it, but it's so much harder to talk about a movie without spoiling it, because a lot of the good stuff happens towards the end of the movie. Funny enough, the plot of this movie, you could retweak it in a way and almost turn it into a comic book kind of style movie, like a tragic origin story movie almost. Obviously, I would say something like that since, I'm a comic book guy, so it's just something that I picked up on while I was watching it. The second thing I wanted to talk about, mainly the reason why I wanted to talk about this movie, is the effects. Holy crap, the effects in this movie are fantastic, and it's definitely a testament to practical effects over CGI. I'm definitely one of those people that is pro practical effects. Go practical effects almost every time, unless you can't. Always do practical. And this movie showed exactly why. This movie's made in '86, it's 30 years old now, and some of these effects are still really gross and kind of get under your skin.
That's disgusting.
And horror movies are definitely a genre that benefits more from special effects. I think it's just, it's the fact that it's trying to gross you out, and with better effects means it can pull that off better. But with movies like this and The Thing, don't worry, we will get to The Thing eventually, but with movies like this and The Thing, it's just like, I miss seeing practical effects in a movie. So all in all, since I can't really spoil it, definitely check it out. It's a horror movie worth watching. Horror movies, aren't for everybody. I'd say it's more of a science fiction thriller than horror. That's pretty much going to do it for this movie review. Like I said, still new at this, so these are probably going to be pretty awkward to start, but in time, we'll get it down. So definitely check out The Fly. Totally worth watching anytime. So that's going to do it for this movie review. See you guys later.